All right. Hello, everybody. Today we've got Monique. I don't know. Say your last name again. Buzzini, with us from Fowler, JW Fowler Construction. Excellent company. One of our training agents here at the school. Monique is going to tell us a little bit about her experience with the company, as well as what it is all about to be a woman in the trades. As you know, this is Women in Construction Week, and we are highlighting our female apprentices accordingly. So without further ado, Monique, tell us a little bit about your background, what it's like to be a female in the trades, and tell us about the things you're doing right now at JW Fowler.
Okay, so before I got with the college, I went back to school to graduate when I was 21. And while I was at POIC, there was someone who came in. His name's Tori. He told me about the program to get into construction and see if you like it, and I ended up graduating and joining that program, finished it, and ended up joining the apprenticeship for laborers. And after I started there, just kept going. And but before I got in construction, though, I was working in a steel company, and it just wasn't taking me anywhere. And so I wanted to find a career that was going to help me move my life forward instead of just stay stuck in one spot. And
no, that's great. That is awesome. So, you know, you felt stuck in the steel job you were doing, in other words, and then you came to the laborers. It has more options, more different offshoots of places you could go with that. I'm assuming that's what you meant.
Yeah, so since I've been in the laborers, I've been with 3 companies, and the first company I was with, I did a lot of more carpentry stuff, a lot of excavating for surveying and just for foundation things. So I gained a lot of experience doing that. And then when I moved on to my next company, it was mostly all concrete. We did the terminals and the runways at the airport. And from there, I moved on with James W. Fowler, and currently I am in training to be a pipe layer. I feel like since I've joined the labor, I've gained a lot of different skills from a lot of different areas of the trades, and it's been pretty valuable because I've been able to use that outside of work also, like in my home life, and because I actually have family in Mexico that are building houses and stuff, and so I'm able to help use my skills and my knowledge to help my family out, and also help my family out here in the States and help them build a new garage and fix their driveway and stuff like that. So it's actually been really valuable, not just in the career, but in my outside life as well.
Yeah, it's rewarding when you're like, oh wow, I'm actually resourceful. I can do that. It's
like, Mom, I can fix that for you. No worries.
Yeah, I know how to do it too. Yeah, that's awesome. So you're doing a lot of differential leveling, right? You're using the grade rod a lot. So you've been in the pipe lane, of course. You're using different types of lasers for plumb and
shooting grade. Sure, you're making grade. Pipes lined up. Yes.
Yeah.
Working around a lot. You have to be really on your feet and pay attention and know your hand signals and be really confident in what you're doing, and you have to trust the people you're working with too. It's all about the relationship you build with your operators and your actual pipe layers and how you guys can work together. It's a lot of communication.
Yeah. So what are some of the pros or cons, if you will, about being female in trades? Any, or do you feel like, is there any mythology there, or how bad is it? Or how good is it?
It's not that bad. You just have to have a really good head on your shoulders, and you need to be able to stand up for yourself, because the only thing I have run into personally in the trades that's probably negative is just sometimes there's a lot of men, because it is a male-run industry. There's a lot of men that don't always not necessarily like to see women in the industry, but they have a hard time with it. But that's where you got to be firm and be a strong person and be able to lay out your boundaries and say, hey, I'm here to work. I'm here to make a living for myself and make a life, and they got to respect it. And you just got to be able to be firm in what you believe, and don't let people walk on you. But the most positive thing that I think I've gotten out of it is probably all the probably all of the connections I've made. Because I have people from other companies that call me that I've never actually worked with directly. They've been like subcontractors, and I stay in communication with them. So that way, like, you know, if I'm ever at a spot in my job where we don't have a lot of work going on, I can give a call over to my friend over here and be like, hey, you guys have some work you need done? I would like to help you guys out. And I'll probably offer like a month or two. And it helps you keep stuff going. So you open up a lot of doors by working in the field. So you're not just stuck in one spot. Like if you get a dispatch you're not super fond of, you make connections with people and you find somewhere else and find your best fit. That's
a really healthy attitude you have about it. I like that you mentioned that, like, hey, I'm part of a team, and you're growing in your confidence, in your skills and your abilities, and just your self-awareness on a job site, right? It's a bit of a learning curve at first, but I noticed that instead of saying I'm a woman, you said I'm a person.
Yes.
It's not a magical word, but in this world that seems relatively bipolar, you're really tapping in on it, that I'm a person, you're a person, we're here to get a job done. And that's really where it's at. And any given day is trying to produce work, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that was great. That was great. So, and I didn't mean to cut you off there, but I do want to talk to you about, so you told me about some of the things that are challenging. What is something that you really enjoy? What's the most enjoyable work you've done, or what's a project that you've done where you really felt like you could dig in and I don't know, tell us about the fun stuff. Like, what's the most fun you've had?
Okay, so sometimes, this is a tricky question because some jobs in the moment, they really, really suck and you really don't like it. But one project that I think I'm absolutely most proud of, and you can actually look it up, it was this tagger job we just finished. It was this huge tunnel job we did. It lasted quite a few, like almost half a year, I believe, and it was in the works way before that, but when we started doing the groundwork to actually get the pipe in and do all and set rail in there and stuff, it was pretty crazy. It was about a good 2,000 plus feet, one going towards the river, and then a couple thousand feet going east away from the river, and we were just underground all the time, working 12-hour shifts, 7 days a week, and it was very brutal. There were some times where I was like, this sucks, but at the end of the day, it was very rewarding. I learned a monumental amount of knowledge from that job, and I feel like I could take that with me almost anywhere. And it helped me understand the pressures it is to actually be in this industry, because like stuff that we do every day that I'm used to doing, like laying main or doing laterals, that became routine. But when I went into that tunnel job, I had to just kind of lose some of what I learned and have to gain a whole bunch of new knowledge and do it fast and make sure that it was productive and it didn't slow us down. And I think that was probably the most rewarding job I did.
Nice. So yeah, I like how you started that out too. You said you weren't so sure it was fun, right? But
yeah.
that's saying a lot about your character and your ability to identify new skill sets emerging, and you've got to go through that power curve, right? And it can be painful, but the reward is on the end there, right? Where you're like, wow, now I can take that with me. That was miserable, right? Yeah.
That last pipe, all right, let's cover this tunnel, we're done. That was the best feeling ever. It was actually, I think, either 200 or 300 some odd pipes that we had to put in, and there's some that are only 4 foot, 6 foot, and they're big pipe because they were, I think, in diameter, I believe they were like 114 inches, so they were big pipe. It was very rewarding.
Just under 10 feet in diameter. That's big stuff. And yeah, it gives you, it can be a little unnerving, right? Some scary moments, you could get pinched, or all kinds of fun, not so fun stuff can happen. But I've had so many jobs that I am just hating life when I was in them. And then when I get out, you're like, I know how to do that and I'll never make those mistakes again, or, fill in the blanks. But yeah, that's great. That's what it's all about. Learning by doing, right? Truly what you're doing as an apprentice, right? Tell us a little bit about the tuition. tell us about the tuition in the school, the program here. How has that benefited you, and how's
So
it helped you in your life, your life goals?
So what's really great is I ended up doing a program while I was going to high school where I was able to go to PCC and earn my diploma while I was earning college credit. And I got to the point where I was like only a couple credits away from graduating high school and having an associate's and at PCC. But I was seeing that, you know, I'm partially paying for my college, and there really wasn't much of a career path afterwards. And, you know, college is good for some people, but for me, it didn't really have much direction for me. I didn't know where I was going to go, so I ended up stopping that and then going back to a different POIC to graduate, right? And when I got into the college and I found out, 1, tuition is free, 2, you get a job out of it because it's part of the program is to gain work hours while you're also doing your schooling. And I absolutely love that because I'm a hard worker. I love to go to school. I love to learn, and it was free. And it was probably the best thing for me at the moment too, because I'm helping support my family while worrying about if I can afford to continue my college education and further my career. But this was a 2-in-1 thing for me. So it was free, and I got education while I was at work. So it was just perfect.
So, and again, being at work means a paycheck, right? So you're getting paid while you're going to school, yeah? So, yeah, that's huge. Huge. It makes it a little easier to go to school, right?
That was my biggest problem when I was going to POIC is that I'm not POIC, PCC, excuse me, is that I was going to work while I was going to school full time and having to pay bills and pay for my college. And I was like, you know, this is really difficult. But since I joined the Northwest College Construction, just the fact that where our tuition is free, but I'm able to work while technically still being in school, it's just amazing. It's been a life changer.
Excellent. That is what we like to hear. All right, this is awesome. So let's see. Final thoughts, final words, closing words. What can you recommend to another apprentice or a person who wants to come in to the trades, whether it's doing what you're doing or doing another program or coming to the college? What would you recommend? Something to help them prepare mentally.
I think if you want to get into the trades or the college or whatever your path is, whatever your passion is, just be dedicated, work hard, and just remember that, you know, you don't have to be some big burly person to be able to do the same work that they can do, because, you know, you can be both soft and hard, and few have mastered both. And, you know, sometimes women think that, oh, since we're women, we can't do certain things that men can do. Trust me, we're more attentive sometimes, and we can get stuff done the same way. And you shouldn't let anyone else's opinions deter you from doing what you want to do, because at the end of the day, it's for you. And if it makes you happy and you love doing it, rock on.
Right on. Something came to mind before we close out here. If you don't mind me asking, how much are you making right now in your job?
Currently I'm making $32 an hour, including my fringe.
Mm-hmm. Not bad.
Nope.
Not bad.
It's really nice, actually. It's my mom's a little jelly. I'm making a little bit more money than her last year, so she's not.
Yeah, that's a big deal when you're trying to get through school. You're trying to take care of the different demands of life. It's nice to have a real living wage. You'll be tired, sure, but you'll be able to afford the things you want to do. It's a beautiful thing. Monique, great talk. We'll do another one in the future, maybe a little longer. And I have a feeling you have a lot more you could tell me about. But for today, this was awesome. Great talk. Glad you could be with us. And we look forward to seeing you soon.
Awesome. Glad I could be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
Stay safe.
You too.
All right. Talk to you later.